Hello, accounting students. Welcome to May 16th. It's the Monday of Module 2. I'm Chris Gibbons. I'm your instructor. Hopefully you know that part of it if you watched the earlier video. In this video, I want to talk about a couple things. One, I want to talk about this new space right here that we have. This is going to be your new landing page when you come into the course. It is going to be the first thing that you're going to land on before you can go into the modules. What I want you to do is to make sure if I've got any updates or videos in this section that you watch them. Every time I run this course, I change it to the unique needs of the students. It's almost different every time we do it. You guys have all got different situations going on at different semesters, so we're always kind of altering the course a bit on the fly. So, and when we alter the course, we always alter it to your advantage. You know, maybe I get rid of an assignment, maybe I extend a due date, maybe I clarify a muddy question that I have somewhere on here. But it's always to your advantage. So make sure you're watching these videos before you jump on and do a bunch of other stuff. I can always tell when people don't do that because like, hey, well we didn't, we deleted that assignment. Don't you remember? Because I said it in, in the update videos. And then they still submit the assignment. They go, oh, I didn't know that. Well, you just spent 2 hours of your time when you could have focused on, whatever else. So again, make sure you watch these update videos. Sometimes there'll be, usually there'll be videos, sometimes there'll be quick little text blurbs in this section. So think of it like a blog or a video blog. So again, make sure you watch, you read, then you move on. And then you can go ahead and jump into your course. Okay, so there's that. The other thing I like to do in these videos is to talk a little bit about what we did last week and then what we're doing this week. Last week, right now, I'm about 1/3 of the way done for all the grading that you submitted the items that you submitted last night. So I should have those done by tomorrow. Just make sure you read the feedback so you can make corrections and get all the points, get full points the next go around. When you do the same assignment or similar type of assignments, because you'll notice they'll be somewhat repetitive. That way you'll be able to get the full points next time around. Let me talk about one other thing too, and I think I mentioned it in my intro video, but usually with accounting, there's a little bit of anxiety with the math component of it. Know that I designed this course so you can get an A without having one correct accounting answer in the course. Yep, it's true. You can have not one correct answer and still get an A from a math perspective. Okay, so don't let that freak you out. Here's what you want to do though. Make sure you do your best faith effort. Make sure you're setting up the problems. If I have a video or if you're using the textbook, use what has been recommended to you to set up the problem. I'm going to be looking for that. If I look if the setup is good, students made a good faith effort, but if they went a little bit in the wrong direction, but still looks good, you're going to get a huge majority of the points on those mathy type problems. That's going to be able for you to preserve that A. The other caveat is don't miss an assignment. Get every assignment in. So where students don't get, the grade that they want, because we all want an A, is almost always they're missing an assignment. So make sure you get all your points in that you can. It's kind of a numbers game, how many points you have at the end of the course. I base the course on 1,000 points. So you're going to collect every point you can. And if you do that, work hard, do your best faith effort, I pretty much guarantee that you'll get an A for the course. All right, so there you go. So hopefully that talks you off the ledge a little bit with the accounting piece of it. All right, so let's talk a little bit about this week. Let me minimize my picture here. We'll just go ahead and get it off altogether. So, last week, stay tuned. All the grading should be done soon. And make sure that you incorporate any feedback that I give you. All right, so we'll close the loop on last week. This week, what are we doing? This week's a little bit different in that we have a part 1 and a part 2. And we're going to be doing this twice in the course. So not every module is going to be like this. This is a little bit more heavier of the modules. But the assignment load, the workload is the same. So, and you'll notice there's generally a flow in the course. There's a learning activity and a quiz and another learning activity and maybe a midterm, and there'll be kind of that play all the way through through the course. So this week we got a part 1 and part 2, which just happens to always coincide to a chapter. So we're now on chapter 2, and we'll be on chapter 3. Another thing I want to talk about that I noticed this morning, and my fault, guys, hopefully this hasn't caused any confusion, but I was looking at the module, reviewing it, and I noticed that this image, I had the 6th edition picture in there. So I did update that this morning. Hopefully that didn't cause any confusion with you. We are on the 7th edition of the textbook. Okay, 7th edition is the official edition that we're using for this textbook. If for some oddball reason you guys do have a 6th edition, to be honest, you'll be probably fine. It's virtually identical. They changed a few things. Page numbers are a little bit different, like off by 1 or 2 pages. But for the most part, it's almost exactly the same textbook, at least in this component of the class. But again, I think everybody hopefully has the 7th edition, but I didn't want to cause any confusion. If you thought you had the wrong book, if you got the 7th, you're absolutely good. Now, there were a few students that texted me earlier last week. They hadn't received their textbook yet. So I am providing PDFs down below. Hopefully everybody's got them by now. You got your 7th edition in your hands and you're ready to go. If you don't have the textbook, I do have a PDF of this week's reading down there for you. Again, it's from the 6th edition, but it's virtually identical. So you'll be absolutely fine. But again, I hope everybody's good with that. All right, so that kind of covers that business. Let's see what else. And, oh, yes, let me talk about the learning activities. So learning activities usually are going to be there's a lot of these essay type questions in here, little, I guess, mini papers, if you will. And students have said they wanted it. I mean, I've run this course for years, and they seem to really like this part of it more than other types of assignments. But I'm gonna give you my grading secrets on how to get all the points for this assignment. So stay tuned. Here you go. Here are my grading secrets. Read the instructions and you'll be fine. Here's what I do. When I look at the paper, I open it up, and first I scan for the basics. Does the student have the 2 full pages of material, whatever the topic is? And that's double spaced, APA style, APA 7, double spaced, in there, okay? With the APA margins and all of that. I look for that. Boom, I catch that scan. All right, then I know at least they got some stuff in there. I don't know what the stuff is yet, but I know they got at least 2 pages. So I'm kind of, all right, you're getting some points. Points are already start being calculated. I make sure there's a cover page, and then there's the reference page. I don't want an abstract, none of that other stuff. Just 4. So when you're done, there's a total of 4 pages, but 2 of them's got stuff that you've written. And they're going to be 2 full pages, not like 1 page and then 3 more sentences on the second page. It's got to be 2 full pages, okay? If you sneak over to a 3rd one, that's fine, but try to wind it up as quickly as possible because there's no extra credit given. I've had students who've submitted 6 pages, and I'm like, this is amazing, but you've got all the points, but you killed yourself writing this paper. Just do the 2 pages, and you're good. All right, so there's that. So that's my first scan. You get a bulk of your points right there. Then what I look at is, did they actually address? I go to the stuff, the 2 pages. In that 2 pages, did they address it? Did they answer the stuff that I asked? So that's when I go to these areas right here. Excuse me, I have a cold. I'm going to take a little drink here. Okay. So I look at these items here and go, did they meet these? Did they answer the questions? Did they do what I asked, in guiding this paper? Okay. Then if they do that, they have almost every point, except here's my 3rd scan. My 3rd scan of the paper is looking for little APA nuances. Did they have the 2 references? Okay. Boom. Are they listed on the reference page? Did they do in-text citations? Make sure you do those. because you're not coming up, if you research stuff and you're putting other people's facts down, then make sure that you're citing that. Then I look for some general APA format issues. Did they use the proper heading on the paper? And that's pretty much it. I'm not an APA fanatic, so I just look at some of the basics. Does it look kind of right? And then at that, most students are getting full points at that point if you've met all of those 3 thresholds. My first pass, where I look at the big stuff, the second one, where I look at did they answer the questions, and then the third one, kind of the little APA nuances. You do that, you're going to get full points for this assignment every time. That's the secret. So, and you're going to be pretty simple. If you only got one reference, you're going to get points off. Now let me talk about references. I usually get this question. Haven't got it so far, but here it is. Can I use the textbook as a reference? Absolutely. Use the textbook as a reference. Boom. You got one reference covered. You need a second reference. What a lot of students do is they find another healthcare accounting textbook, or maybe just a general accounting textbook out on the internet. It might be a healthcare finance book as well, but they usually find one that's public domain, and then they've got their 2 references already set for the entire course. And that's usually enough. There's enough stuff usually in those 2 in a decent open source textbook out there on the internet, and then your current textbook to address almost all of these learning activities that are in this particular style. Sometimes they'll supplement it with a third reference. I don't ever foresee you needing a 4th one to answer these questions. So don't kill yourself by putting 6 of them on there. Again, do your 2, maybe 3 if you had to grab something else from another source, and you're going to be absolutely golden with that. All right, so that pretty much covers it for this week. Normally these will be hopefully a little bit shorter than we're at 12 minutes. One other thing before I close out, if you do have any questions, please feel free to text me. My cell phone number is down below. Just let me know what class you're from. I run a bunch of classes during the summer. So just make sure that you're from HCA, or 330, the accounting class, and your name, and then whatever question that you may have. Texting is usually great for those short form questions, really quick answers that you kind of need. I think it's a great way for me to respond back to you in a quick and timely manner. I pretty much shut down texting around 9 o'clock at night, take care of the kids, and go to bed. But if you do text me late at night, that's fine. I just won't get back to you until the next day. But usually during the regular kind of working day, you can expect an answer back pretty soon. So, and I've done this for years and given my number out to thousands of students, and I think it's worked out pretty well. If you have a more long form question, feel free to put that in email, and we can do it that way. And of course, we can always do a scheduled office hours if necessary. All right, guys. All right, everybody have a great week this week. I'm in Northwest Ohio. It's rainy, but at least it's warm, so I'll take that. But I hope everybody has a great and fantastic week. Talk to you later. Bye.